What is up, guys? I am Howie, and this is the Go Ride channel, where I strive but often fail to publish 2 videos every week about motorcycle topics of every flavor. If you think this is remotely interesting to you, please smash that subscribe button. And if you like this video or found it useful, please hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. Today, we're going to go through and do a quick how-to video on the installation of Solobox Panniers on a Gen 2 KLR. Pretty simple installation. As I mentioned in the Tusk video, I had originally purchased Tusk Pannier boxes, which are only about $350, $380 for the set with the racks, but they were having problems with their welds cracking, and therefore they weren't shipping at the time. I have a faux adventure trip that I'm going on, so I went ahead and contacted Eric at Solobox up in Seattle and got a set of his aluminum panniers. So today we're going to go ahead and install those. They're not drilled, so we'll go through that. At this point, I'm going to flash forward to the future, do a quick list of tools that you're going to need. Cue, go.
The tools that you're going to need are an electric drill, a drill bit to drill pilot holes, a 5/16 drill bit, a 13mm socket or wrench, a steel square, a tape that reads in millimeters, a 6mm T-handle, and masking tape.
All right, back to present tense. Number one, first step that you got to do is drill the boxes. In the package, there is a puck placement and drilling instructions, which is really just a required tool list and a link to a YouTube video, which I'll put a link in a description or a card, I'm not sure. But this little dot here is actually your template. So you want to start with the 45 angle down, and then you want to square this paper up to the corner of the box and secure it. Masking tape works best. You want to go ahead and drill a pilot hole right through the template, somewhere in the neighborhood of 1/8 inch in size. I'm actually going to go a little bit bigger just because that's what I have. If you're not using an undercut drill bit, it's going to be handy. You may want to just go ahead and use a punch to dimple the aluminum. At this point, save and set aside the template. And step up to a 5/16 inch drill bit. At this point, in order to drill the second hole, go ahead and attach the puck to the box. This requires a 13mm wrench or socket. Now at this point, you're going to want to check to make sure that this box is square to, or this puck is square to the box, which it appears that we are just about there. Now we're just going to walk that bit around a little bit to basically make a mark. Find the center of our mark. Try not to allow the bit to walk. Drill the pilot hole. All right, so at that point, I've got the puck pretty well drilled for. I'm actually going to go through and install neoprene sealing washers on the inside of the box behind these flats, so that way if I dunk this thing, I have a prayer of it not filling up with water. Get those pretty good and snug, but remembering that they are nylock, so you can't put a ton of torque to them. The next step is going to be to use the actual rack itself, and the way that this gets drilled is you want 60 millimeters between this edge and that part of the frame. So not as precise as a ruler. I have this tape 60 millimeters is more commonly known as 6 centimeters. And I am too far over at this stage of the game. So now that I've got that positioned the way it should be positioned, I'm going to go ahead and use the pilot bit once again to mark that upper hole. Once these things are measured and drilled, they are going to be specific right to left, but before they're drilled, they're ambidextrous. So that is the right-hand box drilled. I'm going to go ahead and repeat the process for the left side. All right, so at this point, I went ahead and I've got both the boxes drilled. I will end up vacuuming out the aluminum from that box. And now it's time to go ahead and mount the racks to the bike. The racks mount from this forward luggage rack mount and then at the foot peg mount. Now, one of the things that I found is that the way that these things are set up, this bolt is not going to be able to be reused. The thread pitch on that is M8 by 1.25, and I found that either a 25 or 30 millimeter long bolt would best replace that one. The rack comes with the longer bolt, and bolts are supplied for the cross rack. So it's pretty straightforward. Using a 6 millimeter T-handle, remove those 2 bolts, mount the racks, mount the crossbars. I'm going to install everything with Loctite, and I'm going to go ahead and install everything loosely until I have it all where I want it, and then I'm going to go ahead and snug it down. At this point, I've got everything mounted, and so I'm going to go ahead and snug it up real quick, just with as much torque as I can get on it from a T-handle. Again, these are only M8 bolts, so not really that much torque is required. I'm going to go ahead and complete the installation using the supplied eye bolts. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and put a sealing washer behind the washer it comes with. And mounting the lids is pretty self-explanatory. It's possible that you may have to adjust the latches, but generally should be pretty good. If you can't figure out how to mount the lids with no tools, then I don't know how you made it this far. All right, so that's the completed installation right there. Pretty good looking. All in all, I do have to say though, I'd probably only give this about a 7 or 7.5 out of 10. Especially on this rack right here. Fitment was not exact, so it took some wrestling to get the fasteners to bite the right way. Also, would like to have seen a little more information about that front foot peg mount. But generally, not bad for the money. Positioning in the boxes is a little interesting. The KLR is already a pretty tall bike. I'm just about 5'10", 5'9", but fairly long-waisted, so short little legs. And so it does make getting on and off the bike a little bit more cumbersome. We'll see how that is in boots. ADV pants have a little more flex to them, but yeah, with that, guys, get out there, go ride, and I'll see you out there.